easy to grow. Buy them online as plants. You just need to wait a few years, well 2 or 3 years before you're going to get a good crop on them. So it's about soil preparation. You need acidic soil, so I'll tell you in a minute what you need to do to get the bed ready. I've applied on this today just some bags of leaves. Some's got some bits of grass clippings in, doesn't matter, just been plonked on top. Right, so now we'll discuss how you go about making the bed ready. When you've decided if you're going to grow blueberries, you need to pick an area that they're going to occupy for a good few years anyway. You can move them around if you want, as long as you don't disturb the root ball too much. They're quite shallow rooted. Now, to try and get the soil slightly acidic, you can go out and get a pH tester if you want. I have one. You don't desperately need one, don't worry about that. All I can say is choose your place where you're gonna grow your blueberries, but you have to have more than one, ideally 2 to 3 or more. Pollination. A single one on its own won't do very well. Now, the best way to get the soil ready is to dig a nice big deep hole, full spade and a half, or a spit to a spit and a half deep. Put the soil to one side. For a blueberry plant, you want roughly 2 foot square sort of hole. And then in that, go out, collect some leaves and a bit of manure or compost or whatever, and you need to mix all that in and put it back in the hole, so it'll end up quite raised up. Now, as you're mixing it, you can add things which will help as well. There's a fertiliser called sulphate of iron. Sulphate of ammonia does work as well, but leaves, as they're breaking down, they'll make the soil acidic. You can buy ericaceous compost, and you want at least half to 1/3 of it, the hole that you put in, filled with that, and then water it to settle it down, and you can leave it then for a while. So if you're going to do it now, you could plant your blueberries very early spring in that hole, or they could go in. You could probably put them in, provided they've got a good root ball with some soil around them. If you've had them in a pot for a little while, then that's even better. The bigger the root ball, the better. You don't have to worry about pruning them. They'll look a bit straggly and useless. It'll take probably a further 2 years before you can get a good crop on them. That's when you have to start the pruning. And the idea is you want to keep the centre clear. You want to try and go for like a hand effect, if you know what I mean. Any branches that are crossing, you need to rectify that by removing whichever the weaker one is, otherwise they'll rub. So your first few years you're going for plant shape and health, and then after that you just do your annual pruning, and every year add fertiliser, probably twice a year fertiliser, and and something that's for acid loving plants, and mulch, bark, put all that on it, and that will help you get a crop, because if the soil's not right, you will not get any berries. It sounds hard and complicated, but that's all you have to do is dig your hole, fill it full of leaves, horse manure, leaves on their own would be fine, or pine needles or something like that, grass clippings, all that sort. Just shove it all in the ground, dig it all into a big mess, and then put your soil back on top, and mix that into it as well, and then the worms will churn it all up and mix it up for you. And in there will be some of your powdered fertiliser, granular stuff. You can do top dressings, around the plant regular. You can use yellow sulphur, call it. It's like a powder puff you can puff around it or on the foliage. Just be careful, because I think some of the currant families, like red currant, white currant, you can't use it on them. So always read the instructions for dosage. You could also, when you dig your hole, for every square metre, if you're using like any sulphate of iron or something like that, about 50 or 60 grams to a metre square. Dig that in as well. You know, and once you've done that, that will help make that, you know, more acidic. The only thing is, it will always turn alkali left because the soil surrounding it it'll get leached out. So you need to keep applying. As I say, you're not going to worry about big deep roots because they aren't quite shallow, they're spread out. So if you do buy your blueberry plants, when they come, if they're dormant and you're going to plant them in the ground, when they come out of the pot, tease the roots out of the root ball. That'll help them settle in and grab. Otherwise they'll take a while to grow fresh roots out of the root ball. So you can just, some people use a fork, you know, just a normal kitchen fork, and just tease the roots out of the root ball. And that's just a quick video on blueberries. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.